I wanted to speak to you about, you were saying all of that, the negativity that you have had, but obviously you've overcome that. Have you ever sat in a game, because this is something that a lot of people talk about with AFTV and think, obviously you monetize, you can make more out of the negativity. Have you ever sat in a ground, not talking about a North London derby, because I know from your text messages how much you want Arsenal to beat Tottenham and every time Arsenal play, but have you ever sat in a ground, say you were playing a Burnley for argument's sake, and thought, if we win 1-0, obviously the channel will do well, but have you ever thought, but if we do lose 1-0, we can gain more views on the channel?
Ever.
You've never thought that?
Never.
Do you know what I'm getting
ever
at? Because that's something that is...
Yeah, that's what something...
You'll be aware of it as a consequence, but...
Yeah.
But it's like I know I keep talking about Southampton, but it's football. Southampton being relegated, so I want Southampton to be in the Championship. I'm not really interested in the Premier League, so I don't want to finish 17th. So all of last season, I'm thinking, well, if we get relegated, then great. Whatever sort of thing.
Great.
But it's but it's an overall thing, because
I don't believe you.
Yeah. No. I'll say it's not as bad as it sounds on the first thing, but I'm like, if we're in the Championship next season, I'll really look forward to that. But I'm a Southampton fan. I want us to win every single game, so that always supersedes wanting us to be playing the Championship. I'm like, I'd really love us to play in the Championship, but I want us to win every game. So
you're more likely to in the Championship.
And that always supersedes the benefit, I guess, of us.
But have you to answer that question? Have you ever sat in a ground
Never.
And thought, if we lose, it could be more successful for my channel?
No, because like you just said there, I want Arsenal to win every single game, right? And at the end of the day, right, as I said before, like one little viral moment off of a game, that doesn't sustain what I do. What sustains what I do is a consistency of doing every single game, of being there every day, doing it all the time, 24/7. So, all right, we lose to Burnley, we get some great numbers for that day because we lost the game and lots of people are hyping up over it. But what about next week?
Yeah.
And the week after that, and the week after that. So honestly, that's an honest answer.
Yeah.
I want my team to win every single game. I hurt like every fan after every defeat. I'm gutted. But then I've got to come out and I've got to speak to fans and that. And fans are gutted, you know what I mean? We want to win. Every fan of your club, you want to win every game. You may think like that with the Southampton thing. That's only because in the back of your mind, you're kind of resigned to the fact that it's going wrong this season. So, all right, I'll take it in the Championship and that. But really and truly, when it came down to the fact that it was looking that Southampton might go down, you wanted to win them games to stay up.
Well,
that's the truth.
Game by game, I want us to win every single game, and I spend a lot of money and watching the Saints, and I want us to win every game. But because I want us to win every game, I think, do you know what? I'd rather be in the Championship because we will win a lot more games.
That's only when you knew though you were gonna go. But I mean, you want to win every game, and you would have loved to have survived and all what came. So. Every fan, I think if you're a true football fan, you want to win every game.
100%.
To be fair, I can back him up here because I've seen him at Luton games and he wants them to win every game. Arsenal games,
he started on me. I should have told him the Luton thing. Now he's on me now.
I'm excited to see Luton in the Premier League, to be fair.
I'm excited to see Luton.
Yeah, I was at the playoff final.
Well. Hopefully I can get a ticket to go to that game. You know what I mean? Because apparently it's only about 900.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be exciting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be different.
You don't just do Arsenal Fantasy V, DR Sports. Tell us a bit about that. Don Robbie.
Yeah.
So what was the motivation behind that?
It sort of started off as
more Luton
Don Robbie. See, I should have told you that now. He's going to use it on me.
You wait until when Luton beat Spurs, he'll be straight in my text.
Yeah, trust me. I'll definitely be a Luton fan that day. Right? But, I mean... I wanted to do a channel that was like all football because like along the way now I've just like met so many fans of so many clubs and we get on so well, like, and I just wanted to create a channel of all football. Yeah. Right. And so that's what we've done with DR. And it's just going really, really well. We do lots of great content around football involving all fans, and we really sort of focus on the sort of rivalry and tribalism of all the fans on the channel, and we've got some great shows on it. I mean, one of our most successful shows on it's Best of Enemies that I do with Expressions as a Tottenham fan. That show's huge on the channel. Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think personally that in the future it'll be bigger than AFTV.
Do you? Why'd you say that?
Because it's all football. It's all football, and I just see the reaction it gets and the love it gets in all the comments we do and the numbers it's achieving, and and it gives you scope to do so much more. I mean, it was at the World Cup in Qatar.
Yeah, good point. You can't put that on AFTV.
You can't really do that. Yeah. I remember when we had the World Cup in Russia. I went to the World Cup and I was doing content on AFTV, but it's really difficult to follow England because all the best players were Tottenham players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Harry Kane, Dele Alli, all these guys go bloody hell, man. We didn't have one. We only had, if you remember, just before that we had Welbeck. And he got injured just before it. So there weren't even no Arsenal players in it.
Yeah.
But now with DR Sports now, you know what I mean, you can go to, like when we was at Qatar, we covered every single game of the World Cup. And we did the same. We were interviewing fans there. And it was absolutely brilliant. And I'm really infused about this channel. Putting a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
A lot of time into it. And I really do think it's going to be... Then I think it's going to take over in the future as the biggest channel out of the two.
Do you? Yeah, it's quite. I mean, it's big at the time now. To be fair,
It's big now.
Look at your numbers on the way here, and I've seen a lot of your content. I suppose what I want to ask you is, in terms of how you balance everything. I'm not going to ask you for your bank balance or how, because no one will ask that. But there's a lot of intrigue about what you've built, your empire. So can you give us an insight into? We know that it was just you and a camera op with a camera that you borrowed on a tape back in the day. How big is your sort of empire now? How many people work with you? Do you have a studio? I mean, he's called Don Robbie. I'm going to call it an empire. Go on, give us an insight.
I would say it's an empire. I employ about 22 people.
Full time, that is?
Full time.
Wow.
Got studios.
That you own studio space?
Well, yeah. We rent the studios. I mean, own studio space in London. Then it really is the empire. You know what I mean? But
so 22 people.
22 people. 3 studios. Because we started an F1 channel recently as well, so we've got a little studio for that. We've got the DR studio, the AFTV studio, offices. Got a team that does social media, a team that does graphics. It's a big team, and those are the permanent. And then apart from that, we've got a lot of other people that contribute. Like like on DR, for instance, we use a lot of different influencers from different teams and stuff like that. So it's a big operation now, and like literally everything I've earned has gone into these channels. You know what I mean? It's just like we've got the studio, we've got all the our studios. The way it's built is that we can film and edit everything in real time so that it's ready to go literally after, with a really quick edit afterwards, ready to go out. That's how we operate. We operate a lot with speed.
There's so many outlets now to get sports news, right? Whether it be on Sky or the Twitter or even TikTok and stuff, that you've got to react quick to get those clips. So the quicker that you can get stuff up. I mean, we've just built this studio. And like behind them curtains is another set. We're trying to make it as adaptable as possible, but it's being edited whilst we're talking now. And then at the end of it, it will be ready to upload. So if we were, if someone was using our studio for something topical, they could literally come in, sit here, go breaking news, talking about transfers. We could upload it pretty much 10 minutes later if we wanted to. And in sports, it's vital because 2 hours later, it's old news.
Yep.